The South American nation of Ecuador is one of just 13 countries around the world to straddle the equator. At 2,800 meters above sea level, its main city, Quito, is the second highest capital in the world after Bolivia's La Paz. Home to nearly 2 million people, Quito is also Ecuador's sporting hub. Over the last 60 years, one sport has become ingrained in Ecuadorian culture like no other. That sport is Ecuavoley. Although it has many similarities to regular volleyball, Ecuavoley is unique to Ecuador.
Ecuavoley is extremely important to the people of Ecuador. It's a game that was invented here, and it's a big part of our culture. Matches take place all over the country at any time of the day, and people love playing Ecuavoley. We are extremely passionate about the sport, and when you're in a game, it's so important that you win. It's a fun game to play, but it's a game you want to win. People really dedicate themselves to our sport, and it's important to be a good player and to win whenever you can.
Jorge Carrera is a former player and the man largely responsible for the game's development. There are Ecuavoley courts at parks all over Ecuador. After football, it's the country's most popular participation sport. Although most of the rules are similar to those used in volleyball, there are some big differences. In Ecuavoley, a team is comprised of just 3 people, and the ball they use is a standard soccer ball. The biggest difference, however, is the height of the net. At 3 meters, it's half a meter higher than a volleyball net. As a consequence, the game is slower and the points are longer and more tactical.
It's become the most popular way to socialize in Ecuador. When people arrive at the court, they forget their problems for a couple of hours, and all they think about is Ecuavoley. There's great friendship on the courts. Even if someone has lost a lot of money on the outcome of a game, after a few minutes, they'll smile because we are like a family. No matter what's going on away from the court, whether it be politics, family problems, a big world issue, when we gather to play, the only topic of conversation is Ecuavoley.
Ecuavoley rose to prominence in the 1940s, and it's steadily grown in popularity over the years. However, it wasn't until Jorge decided to draw up a set of rules and a code of conduct in the 1950s that the sport really began to flourish. No longer just a recreational game, there are now regional leagues and regular national tournaments.
I'm really proud of what I've achieved. I feel like I've ensured the future of something that's very important for Ecuador. I created and established the correct rules, and I'm thankful that these are the rules that everyone who plays the sport still uses. Thanks to the rules I implemented, the game has boomed. Today there are more than 30,000 Ecuavoley courts across the country, and nearly 10,000 in Quito alone. And I think that it's great that this sport has such good health benefits too, for people of all ages.
Over the past decade, big tournaments have been shown live on TV, and sponsors have brought much-needed revenue to the game. When Transworld Sport was in Quito, the semi-finals of the country's most prestigious annual tournament were being held. A ticket costs the equivalent of $1 US, and the matches in this tournament are always sold out.
The atmosphere at these tournaments is incredible, and the crowds are really knowledgeable. They know what is good and what isn't. Today, I'm hoping that I can help my team, Los Mineros de Zaruma, because we want to play in the final. It's going to be tough today against Sevilim, but I think that we have a good chance, and we would love to make it through.
José Emilio Matamoros is one of Ecuador's leading players. The semi-final sees José's team face tournament favourite Sevilim in blue. Although there are no full-time professional teams in Ecuador, most sides now train 5 days a week. The prize money on offer for the tournament's winning team is $50,000.
Yeah, things are getting more and more professional. We now train all the time, and there are teams that practice even more than us. So it's all getting pretty serious now. People have seen that there is money to be made from Ecuavoley, and that's changed everything. This tournament is so competitive. Everyone wants to win it. If you win the national championship, then you are well known, and perhaps you will be invited to play for an Ecuadorian select team somewhere. There are so many options for Ecuavoley players now.
The next step for the sport is the formation of a professional league that would give all the country's leading players the chance to play against one another on a regular basis.
For us, there is nothing more important than coming to this tournament and playing well. It's our version of a big soccer competition that you see in other countries. In Ecuador, this event is a really big deal. If you play well, you get to hear nice things from the crowd. That's extremely motivating, and it spurs you on to try to play even better.
With attendances at tournaments all over the country increasing every year, Ecuavoley looks to be heading in the right direction. If the sport can continue to expand, then it's hoped that one day there may even be the possibility of international tournaments being staged.
There are many Ecuadorians living all over the world. Because of this, the game is played in countries in Europe, in Spain, in America, and that's great for the sport. Wherever there are Ecuadorian immigrants, you'll find an Ecuavoley net and see people playing our game. So hopefully this wonderful sport will continue to grow and grow and become well known across the world.
The future for Ecuavoley looks to be in very safe hands indeed.
Ecuavoley belongs to this country, and everyone here is extremely passionate about it. We still have some way to go in terms of development, and I want it to become a professional sport in our country. For as long as I'm around, I will fight to make sure that Ecuavoley is moving forward every year. It's an incredible sport, one that I'm extremely proud of. And I hope that in the future, people will see this wonderful sport on a much bigger stage.
Entonces todo es competitivo.